Hey, Seaside family. This is Ashleen. I just wanted to say hello and journey through Holy Week with you. And this is the next part of our journey through Holy Week. And today we're going to be talking about Jesus washing his disciples' feet at the Last Supper, and then continue to talk about Jesus' incredible story of love, humility, and sacrifice. So love is a key term in chapters 13 through 17 of John. It occurs nearly 31 times in 5 chapters, as opposed to only 6 times in chapters 1 through 12. As Gran shared the other day, this is the pivotal point of the story and the very beginning and the end of his great love story for us. So Jesus now shows his disciples the full extent of his love, and this full extent word has a lot of ambiguity and the meaning of full extent. So meaning both the love in laying down of one's life, and then therefore to love completely means to love to the end of one's life. And so this love has been evident throughout and continues right up to the very end, the crucifixion, the ultimate and final act of love in its full extent. So Jesus demonstrated this love in the laying down of his life, in the crucifixion, and in one of his final acts demonstrates this great love in his humble service of washing the feet of his disciples. Now, it's really important to see this in its broad picture, and I encourage each one of you to read out of this, and we'll finish by reading out of our scripture. But there's a few things going on here. You know, we have Judas Iscariot, who is about to betray Jesus, and Jesus, in his full knowledge of his disciples, still sacrificed himself and his humility by laying himself down for someone that was about to betray him. And another part of this that's important to see, a certain aspect of his love, is that his love is not self-deprecating. Our word states that Jesus started this act with the full knowledge of where he came from and to whom he belonged to. In verse 3, it says that Jesus knew that the Father had put all things under his power and that he had come from God and was returning to God. Super cool. So I thought it would be awesome just for our whole Seaside family to join one another as we share this great act of sacrificial love in the washing the feet of our family. And I pray that you do this in the full knowledge that you are loved to the very end. So we'll be seeing ya.
John 13, 1-7. It was just before the Passover festival. Jesus knew that the hour had come for him to leave this world and go to the Father. Having loved his own who were in the world, he loved them to the end. The evening meal was in progress, and the devil had already tempted Judas, the son of Simon Iscariot, to betray Jesus. Jesus knew that the Father had put all things under his power, and that he had come from God and was returning to God. So he got up from the meal, took off his outer clothing, and wrapped a towel around his waist. After that, he poured water into a basin and began to wash his disciples' feet, drying them with a towel that was wrapped around him. He came to Simon Peter, who said to him, "Lord, are you going to wash my feet?" Jesus replied, "You do not realize now what I am doing, but later you will understand." "No," said Peter, "you shall never wash my feet." Jesus answered, "Unless I wash you, you have no part with me." "Then, Lord," Simon Peter replied, "not just my feet, but my hands and my head as well." Jesus answered, "Those who have had a bath need only to wash their feet. Their whole body is clean, and you are clean, though not every one of you." For he knew who was going to betray him, and that was why he said not everyone was clean. When he had finished washing their feet, he put on his clothes and returned to his place. "Do you understand what I have done for you?" he asked them. "You call me teacher and Lord, and rightfully so. For that is what I am. Now that I, your Lord and teacher, have washed your feet, you also should wash each other's feet. I have set you an example that you should do as I have done for you. Very truly I tell you, no servant is greater than his master, nor is a messenger greater than the one who sent him. Now that you know these things, you will be blessed if you do them."